This is not a test. A report of a massive killer in your area has been reported. Lock all windows and stay hidden until further notice. The current threat is extreme.
I attempted to spend 24 hours in Stranger, a VR horror game. I made it about 9 to 10 hours before, unfortunately, choosing to opt out of this challenge. And here's why.
Oh, Landini Linguini started a new video?
What?
The first hour. This was filled with lots of excitement towards the challenge. I had anticipated on starting the challenge a little bit sooner. However, due to my little preparation and last-second technical difficulties, I did start just a little bit later than I wanted to.
So I'm about an hour in, and so far, honestly, this game has been much scarier than any previous time I've played it. I don't know if it's because I know I have to be in it so long, like this will be home, or if it's just the game's been made better since I last played it in VR. But I have been genuinely getting more scared than I ever have in it, so it's been fun.
I also knew going in that my skills would improve a ton for this game. Previously, when I played it, I suck. Plain and simple, I suck. So I was really excited to see kind of like, oh, this is how you find the stranger. This is how you keep him locked out.
Is the music? I need to redo the. Ow. Ah! Sir, you're so tall. Has anybody told you that? Does my man know how tall he is?
The developer has also hinted at lore multiple times. Like if you're in his Discord, he'll mention it quite a bit. And I was excited to see, like, maybe I'll finally figure out what it is.
I've been trying to figure out some of the lore, because I know there is some. I've been told many times by the developer, but I can't figure it out. What I've seen so far is with like government stuff, like police, government funding coming to a stop, and there's some, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more, like there's a bird and candles. I don't know. So it's like religious, government. Those are the two things I've pinned, but those are pretty obvious. So I'm not really sure.
Hour 2. It started to hit me. This will be a long, long challenge.
And I'm torn on whether I'm fatigued. Like, how in the hell am I gonna do this? Or let's keep doing this. I can beat it. It's just strange. Like, when I get in the zone, I can keep going. But as soon as I leave it, I'm like, how am I doing this? I have to do this for how long? Another 20. It's going to be 8 o'clock at night when I finish? What is this?
Going 24 hours across multiple VR titles, that's a lot easier. And I've done that before. The variety just keeps things spiced up more, and you keep more engaged. With Stranger, with it only being this very single game, you do a lot of the same things a lot, and so sometimes you just feel like you're starting to lose it, and it's weird. It's hard to explain. It's something you more experience. I wanted to stay up till 4:30 a.m. I started the challenge at 8:30 p.m. An hour or two, I'm like starting to realize, I'm like, I'm getting fatigued already. I don't know if I can do that. Which it wasn't a big deal when I slept. I was just hoping to minimize the amount of time to be awake after I slept. So I was anticipating like 7 or 8 hours of sleep. But because I started getting that fatigue, this led to me doing more matches where I just walk around the house before the challenge even starts, and that led to less attacks from the stranger. But still, I'm just walking around. I'm basically just sitting in a house. And at this point, my GoPro, this was what was used to stream to Twitch, that started overheating. And that was just a bummer because it had this super nice wide angle lens, and yeah, you could just see what I was doing, my reactions, and all that sort of jazz. So, and you could see a little bit of the game on the stream too. So I was pretty bummed that did overheat, but it didn't surprise me in the slightest. And I started getting a little bit hungry at this point.
I just had the GoPro overheat, which is one of the things I was mainly worried about. So I've put the GoPro away. I've set that camera, the iPhone camera, for time lapse, just like the Z Flip, over on my right, because I want to be able to switch between different angles and make something I think is really cool versus my last 24-hour VR project.
Hour 3. At this point, I was starting to get really tired. I'm not a very good, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I'm too tired to do it. And for some reason, I started just shedding tears on my left eye. Like only a couple, but they were just going down, and I'm like, what is going on? I wasn't sad, so I'm not entirely sure why they were there.
I'm tired. I'm really tired. And I'm shedding tears. I'm not crying, but there's tears just rolling down only on my left side of my face. And they're just trapped in my headset, but I'm like, whoa, that's weird. I'm kind of playing the game and like my eyes start to close for a minute, and then like I'm awake, but the edge of a sleep.
I was still determined to make it till 4:30 at this point. But I was also realizing this was not a smart idea. I'm going 24 hours in, but I'm like still in the mindset I can do it. It's just a day.
What happens? This is a really bad idea, because what if I actually fall asleep? If you lay down in this game, what happens? Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. So it's like you're on the actual floor.
The more I just loitered in the house, the more bugs I found by doing this.
I beat medium and extra difficulty. Because the stranger, not medium, extra difficulty and terrifyingly. But I beat them because the stranger didn't spawn.
Another big one is I beat 2 levels accidentally by making the stranger not spawn. The TV still worked and the lights still worked, but he wasn't there. And it was super weird. So I ended up beating 2 levels because of that. And so I don't feel like I would have beat those levels without that being the case.
There we go.
This is not a test. A report of a mass killer in your area has been reported.
I probably found one of the harder bugs to patch. And I don't even know how to recreate it. I beat 2 levels just doing nothing. I don't even know what I did to make that happen.
Hour 4. Well, I started staring at the ceiling fan, and I realized if I'm just doing that, why I might as well just go to bed now. I was already tired as is. 4:45 a.m. I woke up and I saw the ceiling light. I realized while I was sleeping, I had taken off the headset. At first, I was like, okay, I'll just say that's a happy accident. Move on. It wasn't off that long. But when I put on that headset, I just realized I was so tired and I'm not even going to be able to play the game if I do put this on. And so that would just really, it would be a challenge, but I would just lose the joy in it. So I decided to just end the challenge right here, which was about 9 or 10 hours in. So I did make it decently, like almost halfway.
I'm tired. It's like 5 in the morning. So while I was sleeping, I guess I took off my headset. And when I woke up, I realized I'm not gonna have energy to do anything standing up afterwards. Like, I'm not gonna be able to progress anymore. And so I opted for scrapping the challenge. So I turned off all the time lapses and everything. I was like, oh, okay, that's it.
That's all I have on this challenge. So thanks a ton to everybody who watched this video, and huge shout out for the game Stranger. You can play it on the PC or in VR, and it's a super fun horror game. And feel free to leave a comment if you enjoyed this video. Peace.